In our family, we have a tradition that has been passed down from my great-grandfather to my grandfather, then to my father, and now to me. The tradition is that the second daughter cannot get married before the first daughter. The first daughter must marry first, and since Isioma is the second, her sister must. Once upon a time, in the peaceful village of Udoma, there was a hard-working farmer named Obi. Obi was known for his dedication to his work and his kind heart. After moving out of his parents' home, Obi married his loving wife, Oluchi, and together they created a warm and happy home. Soon after they got married, Obi and Oluchi were blessed with two wonderful daughters, Ifunanya and Isioma. Ifunanya, the older daughter, shone with a brightness that reminded everyone of the morning sun. Her younger sister, Isioma, was known for her delicate and graceful movements, like a butterfly dancing in the breeze. The two sisters were very close and loved to spend all their time together, playing and laughing. As they grew up, a difference started to show between the two sisters. Ifunanya, being the eldest, began to develop a sense of pride and importance. She knew she was the firstborn and enjoyed the respect and attention she received from everyone, including her younger sister, Isioma. This new attitude made her feel superior, and she began to take advantage of her position. Ifunanya started making Isioma do almost all the chores around the house. She would boss her around, expecting her to take care of everything while she relaxed and enjoyed herself. Ifunanya's controlling nature began to create a strain in their once joyful relationship. As Ifunanya and Isioma grew older, they began to drift apart. Ifunanya became proud and arrogant, while Isioma remained calm, friendly and supportive. Isioma helped her parents with the household chores and did everything she could to keep the family happy and smooth running. As the years passed, both sisters grew into beautiful young women. Many suitors came to ask for Ifunanya's hand in marriage, but she turned them all down. She was too proud to agree to marry anyone. In their family, there was a tradition that the first daughter had to marry before the second daughter. This tradition made Isioma uneasy, but she chose to remain quiet about her feelings. One sunny morning, Isioma set out for the stream, feeling cheerful and excited about the day. The birds sang sweetly in the trees, and the soft breeze rustled the leaves, creating a peaceful melody that filled the village. On her way to the stream, Isioma met Kalu, a handsome young man who tapped palm wine and was famous for getting the sweetest palm wine in the village. Kalu's smile was warm and inviting, and his eyes shone with kindness. "Good morning, Isioma," Kalu greeted her with a friendly wave. "Good morning to you too, Kalu," Isioma replied, smiling back. She had always admired him from a distance, drawn to his charm and warmth. As they walked together, Kalu shared stories of his adventures in the forest and how he collected the finest palm wine from the tallest trees. Isioma listened eagerly, enjoying every tale. Before they knew it, they had reached the stream. Isioma filled her bucket with water, still excited from their conversation. "Thank you for walking with me, Kalu," Isioma said, feeling thankful for his company. "It was my pleasure, Isioma," Kalu answered with his warm smile. "Maybe we could walk together again sometime." Isioma's heart skipped a beat at his suggestion. She blushed and nodded shyly. "I would like that," she said softly, her eyes sparkling with excitement. Kalu smiled and waved goodbye before continuing on his way. Isioma stood by the stream, her heart fluttering with new feelings. Little did she know, this meeting would be the start of a new chapter in her life, filled with unexpected surprises and adventures. Kalu and Isioma would always meet up midway and have fun, play around and gist all the way. As their love grew stronger, they spent more and more time together, their hearts entwined like the vines in the forest. Every day, their bond deepened, and their love became even more special. They shared their dreams and hopes, their laughter filling the village with a joyful sound. Both knew in their hearts that they were meant to be together forever. Excited and eager for the next step in their relationship, Kalu decided it was time to talk to Isioma's family about their future. With a heart full of hope and a bit of nervousness, he walked to Isioma's family home. He had already assumed that her family knew about their love and would be happy to hear his proposal. When Kalu arrived at Isioma's house, her parents greeted him warmly. They were sitting in the cool shade of a big mango tree, enjoying some refreshing palm wine and chatting happily. Kalu joined them, feeling a mix of excitement and nervousness. After a little while, Kalu took a deep breath and cleared his throat, trying to steady his nerves. His hands shook slightly as he began to speak. "I have something important to talk about," he said, his voice steady but filled with emotion. Isioma's parents listened carefully as Kalu spoke from his heart. He told them how much he loved Isioma and how he wanted to spend his life with her. His words were sincere and full of devotion, showing just how much he cared for their daughter. To Kalu's surprise, Isioma's parents gave him an unexpected news. "My son," they began, "you have done the right thing by coming to talk to us first. But there is something you need to know. I guess Isioma didn't tell you. In our family, we have a tradition that has been passed down from my great-grandfather to my grandfather, then to my father, and now to me. The tradition is that the second daughter cannot get married before the first daughter. The first daughter must marry first, and since Isioma is the second, her sister must get married before her." Kalu was shocked. He felt a deep sadness wash over him because he couldn't believe that such a tradition still existed. He loved Isioma very much, and the thought of not being able to marry her right away hurt him deeply. Feeling dejected, Kalu walked outside. There, he saw Isioma standing by the side of the house. He approached her with a heavy heart. "How did it go?" Isioma asked, looking. Kalu sighed and replied, "Why didn't you tell me about this tradition? Your parents already told me that we can't get married until your sister gets married first." Isioma's face fell and she said, "This is the tradition from my family, and I am sorry I didn't tell you from the beginning. I just thought something might change." Isioma's voice was filled with sadness as she spoke. "I am so sorry. I am very sorry, Kalu." Isioma felt overwhelmed and heartbroken. She loved Kalu deeply and wanted their relationship to work. Determined to find a solution, she decided to talk to her sister Ifunanya. Maybe she would decide to get a suitor and get married so she can have her time to also get married to Kalu. She went to see her sister Ifunanya, who was resting inside the house. "Ifunanya, my sister," Isioma began gently. "I know we have not been very close like we used to be, but please, I need your help. If you get married, I will be able to marry Kalu. Your decision not to marry is deeply affecting me. Your pride and arrogance is making you not get married, and I am the one being affected. I don't want to lose Kalu. You are very beautiful, and I know many men want you as a wife. Please, choose one and get married so I can move forward with my life." Ifunanya looked at Isioma with surprise and anger. She shook her head. "Isioma, how dare you speak to me like this? I am not ready to get married. I am too beautiful to settle down right now, especially with these village boys. Please, leave me alone. Let me be. When I am ready, I will choose my man, and then you can get married." Isioma was very sad and angry. She felt hurt that her sister didn't care about her feelings. It was surprising for her to see Ifunanya so unconcerned. They had always been close and shared everything, and now it felt like their bond was broken beyond repair. Despite the difficulties with her family, Isioma and Kalu continued to work on their relationship. Kalu truly wanted to marry Isioma, but her family's constant disapproval and the tradition made things very hard. His love for her was strong, and he was determined to be with her. Isioma felt sadness and frustration every day because of her sister's unwillingness to marry and her parents' objections. She was tired of the struggle and decided that she needed to take action. One day, after another round of disapproval from her parents, and seeing that Ifunanya still didn't want to get married, Isioma decided to elope with Kalu. She went to Kalu's place to share her plan and see if he was willing to go through with it. At first, Kalu was hesitant. He didn't want to leave everything behind and start a new life on the run. But as he talked more with Isioma, he began to understand how deeply she felt and how much she wanted to be with him. He loved her very much and saw this as a chance to build a life together despite the obstacles. After thinking it over, Kalu agreed. They decided that they would elope and start their new life together. The next morning, Isioma woke up early and packed her bags quietly. She didn't want to alert her family to her plans. After she had packed everything she needed, she left her father's house without making a sound. Isioma and Kalu had arranged to meet at a spot outside the village. When she arrived, she found Kalu already waiting for her. They were overjoyed to see each other and quickly set off together, ready to begin their new life, away from the troubles and barriers that had been holding them back. That morning, Isioma's family woke up to find that she was missing. They quickly noticed that her clothes and some of her personal belongings were gone. Panic set in as they realized she had left without telling anyone. Worried and upset, they decided to go to Kalu's house, thinking that Isioma might have gone there. When they arrived at Kalu's home, they found his parents. Kalu's parents were very upset and told Isioma's family that their old family tradition had driven their child away. They explained how they had tried to convince Kalu not to leave, but he was determined. He loved Isioma deeply and wanted to start a new life with her. Kalu's parents said they couldn't stop him because he had already made up his mind. Isioma's parents were shocked and heartbroken. They felt a deep sadness knowing that their daughter had left home and was now somewhere they couldn't find her. Isioma and Kalu had moved to the city where they began their new life together. With their savings, they were able to rent a small apartment and buy the basic things they needed. They opened a small restaurant, selling cooked food to the people in the city. Their business started to do well, and they were very happy with their new life. They loved each other deeply and felt content with their decision to leave their old lives behind. As years passed, Isioma's and Kalu's restaurants grew from a small place into a much bigger one with many customers. They were blessed with a beautiful son and couldn't have been happier. Their love for each other continued to grow, and they were grateful for their new life. Back in the village, Ifunanya, who had refused to marry anyone, was now getting older. As time went on, she stopped attracting suitors. No one was interested in marrying her anymore, partly due to her pride and careless attitude. Her parents were frustrated with her refusal to marry and grow up. Whenever they tried to talk to her about it, she would yell at them and walk away, disrespecting them, making the situation even more difficult for everyone involved. Isioma's parents began to deeply regret their actions. They wished they had ignored the tradition and allowed their daughter to marry when she wanted to. They felt that sticking to the old custom of having the first daughter marry first had only caused unnecessary pain. Concerned for their daughter and her family, Isioma's parents decided to visit Kalu's house to see if they had heard from him. Kalu's family told them they hadn't heard from him recently, which made Isioma's parents even more worried. They decided they needed to find Isioma and let her know that she was welcome to come back home. After some time, Isioma and Kalu made the decision to visit the village and see their parents. Kalu in particular had not seen his parents in a long while and was eager to reconnect with them. They packed up their car, bringing their young son along, and traveled back to the village. When they arrived, they first went to Kalu's family home. His parents were overjoyed to see Kalu and Isioma again. They were thrilled to meet their grandson and welcomed them with warm hugs and tears of happiness. The news of Isioma and Kalu's return spread quickly throughout the village, and soon everyone knew. When Isioma's parents heard the news, they were both shocked and overwhelmed. They rushed to Kalu's house and found Isioma looking radiant and content. The sight of their daughter and their new grandson filled them with a mix of emotions. Tears streamed down their faces as they realized how much they had missed. They felt deep regret for not supporting their daughter and for letting an outdated tradition stand in the way of her happiness. The reunion was emotional, and they felt sorrowful for not having embraced change sooner to ensure their daughter's joy. Isioma's parents, filled with regret, began to apologize to Isioma and Kalu. They told them how sorry they were for letting the tradition cause so much trouble. They admitted that they now understood that the old custom was a mistake and that they deeply regretted their actions. They explained that they had decided to end the practice and that anyone could now marry whenever they wished. Isioma and Kalu forgave them, moved by their sincere apologies. Both sets of parents were delighted and offered their blessing to the couple. They quickly began planning a new wedding date to celebrate their union properly. The wedding turned out to be a grand and beautiful event. Everyone was thrilled with how the day went. The ceremony was filled with joy and the decorations were lovely. Ifunanya, feeling ashamed of her previous actions, approached her sister to apologize. The two sisters embraced and cried together, making peace and healing their relationship. After the wedding, Kalu and Isioma, along with their son, returned to the city. They continued to live happily together, grateful for the chance to build a life they loved, surrounded by the love and support of their families. However, Ifunanya wasn't able to get any suitor. All the men in the village ran away from her. She was alone, sad and lonely. Thank you for watching. This is Tales by Joyful. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. You can also turn on your post notification so you'll be notified whenever we post another story. See you next time. Bye.